while no one's around. I had to get up early in the morning to do this one, right? Here's why. It's all about the secrets of bass fishing, right? Secrets of bass fishing. I kind of wanted to do this one. This one got me thinking. As always, I was messing around, looking at something, reading something. I can't even remember what it was. It was reading about some comments, and it got me thinking. It was funny. I think it was about kind of this live scope thing, right? And electronics, and some guys they always keep on talking about, man, I really don't think these guys are catching that many off these electronics, right? And this is an electronic video, so if you're wanting some crazy electronic video, this isn't it. But here's the deal. They were making this comment, and they were like, yeah, how many guys? There's really probably not that many guys catching fish off of electronics. And I'm like, well, that's because you're not around the right guys. Because that's... You never heard a dog sound like that. So, waking everyone up when we're talking about our freaking secret video. So listen. And that's kind of what got me to realizing it was at Hartwell. Hartwell was the tournament for me, that I was around all the guys that had live scope, that kind of was like, they were telling me what was going on, and I was like fishing in the dark, man. Like, I'll just never forget that. I was fishing in the dark. And so I had a different outlook on them. And as I talked to them, like, it's funny about these secrets. And this is the way I look at secrets, okay? Man, I've had them for a long time. I had this one bait for a while. I had a technique. I had a lot of different things. And there's two ways to look at these secrets, right? And two ways to view them, or two ways to go about them, okay? Sometimes you might actually get lucky and have that like crazy secret, like that one bait that no one knows about, that you really can't get, right? And that you just keep hidden for forever, for whatever it might be. Now, I've had one of those, man. I went through great lengths to keep that a secret when I was younger. Like, never was on the front deck of my boat. I used to paint my lure boxes black or red, like spray paint them over like the clear ones, so you could never even see inside that one. So every other one was clear except that one. And everyone was like, what's in that? I'm like, I don't worry about it. Like, I cut them off before ever coming in an event. I wouldn't even have them on hardly in practice. I would see guys sometimes come up to me, you know, like you see a buddy on the lake or something, and I'd see a buddy coming up on me on the lake, and I'd run back there and like cover it up. Like I did, when I say a buddy, like someone you know, you're buddies with, but not like your buddy, you know. And so I mean, I went through great lengths to keep these things secret, and I think it worked. I think it worked for a long time. Now, that's one secret. The second secret is this. There's tons of baits and techniques out there that everyone knows about, right? Knowing about a technique or a bait and what I call knowing about it is two totally separate things. Totally separate things. There are some baits out there that I absolutely crushed them on for like 5 to 10 years. Okay, I even to this day, people know about them, right? They're talked about, they're known about, but I've never seen anyone throw it. I don't really hear anyone like really doing that good on it. People know about it. That's it. Doesn't mean they go throw them. They have them in their tackle boxes, and that's the thing. I can look in their tackle box. I've seen these baits, and I can tell. I'm like, oh, he's got one. Oh man, like they'll running through stuff. Like, they don't think to hide it. And when you don't think to hide it, I know right then and there that you don't know the power of it. That's number two, the power of the secret, right? You don't really know what you've got. Like, you've got it, and it's sitting right there in your tackle box, and you don't throw it. Like, you don't really know what it can actually do. You just probably bought it because someone else did, you know, or someone talked about it. And I find out all the time, they're like, yeah, I've never even caught a fish off that bait. Or, yeah, I didn't even know, and they don't work it right. There's a ton of things about these baits or these techniques, you know. And I've been talking about baits, but there's secret baits out there. Like I said, they're kind of halfway known, but they might not be known on your lake. They might not be known how to throw them. There's a ton of different stuff. That's kind of like the whole technique. There's so many techniques out there, right? And they're all over YouTube. They're all over magazines. Pros have talked about them. They're everywhere. But it doesn't mean there's guys out there going and throwing them and doing them like in tournaments out there fishing. And you get to some of these lakes, and some of these lakes are like, they don't know. Like, people don't know that you can do it here and that it works. So I bring this up because I always find it funny, right? I always find it interesting that so many of these secrets, they're exposed. But man, you got guys out there that are still having trouble catching a fish on a jig. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's just a lot of people talk sometimes like too much. I always tell people, and listen, this is a weird video. Like, let's just cut it right here, right? This is a weird video. I'm talking about YouTube, where people give away secrets and do all this stuff, and yet I'm on YouTube doing a video saying, hey, there's a lot of secrets out there that people don't know about, and maybe you shouldn't be going around telling people about them, right? Or maybe I'm just letting y'all know that they're out there. I don't actually give them away. I'll be honest. I don't give some of them away. There's reasons why too. I was always in a different, I always looked at this deal, this fishing deal, as a different deal, like a different, my outlook on it was different. It was the funniest thing. I'll tell you a story real quick. Me and my buddy Russell were fishing a tournament on Louisville, and it was the TXTT. We actually came in second in the tournament. We're out there fishing, and I think I was just throwing a Carolina rig. I forget what Russell was doing. We had thrown a bunch of different baits on this one spot because like big ones were busting these gizzard shad, right? And they were coming up out of the water every once in a while like dolphins, man. It was cool. But like every 30 minutes, one would come up there and do it. So we were throwing all kinds of stuff out there. Well, we had the camera guy with us. And the cameraman's kind of like, you know, on us, what we're throwing. And now all of a sudden kind of like started going down the front deck of that boat. And I go, hey man, keep that camera up here. Don't be showing everything down there. And he starts laughing. He's like, oh man, there's no more secrets anymore. And I looked at him, I was like, he goes, I'm telling you, man, there's no more secrets anymore. They're all out there. And I go, and this was quite a while back. This was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I was like, I made the comment to him, that's what people that don't know about secrets say. And what that meant is like, the guys that are keeping them secret, the guys that have kept techniques secret, or their live scope secret, or all these things secret, the reason they're secret is because most people don't know about them, right? You find out later, but they came from somewhere, and someone was first to the party, right? Someone was first to the party about that stuff. And so there's nothing wrong with being first to the party. You want to be first to the party, right? You want to be the first one there, waiting on everyone else to show up. And by the time everyone else shows up, dude, you already had your fun, right? So I still kind of look at it that way. It's different a little bit for me now because baits are way different for me now because of my job, and because I get to develop new baits. So like the other day I was out there fishing with 2 new baits that one of them is a prototype. It's the only prototype in the world. And so I was fishing with that. And then another one was, we kind of, you know, a buddy Crispin built. And so he was like, hey man, go catch some fish on it, see what it can do. So I did. So I still mess around with some new stuff that no one ever gets to view about. And I really can't talk about them on YouTube, so it is what it is. I really can't talk about them publicly anyways, to anyone, even my buddies. So I keep all that pretty under wraps anyways. But like I said, the secrets of bass fishing, man, they're out there, guys. I'm telling you, they're out there. And the cool thing is you can have your own, right? The coolest thing is finding out your own secrets. Like being the only one that does a certain technique on a lake, and you just kind of look around and wait around for everyone, no one's looking, and you go do it and catch fish. That's what I do a lot of times in these videos. I don't ever necessarily give everything away. Like I try to give information away. A lot of times in my videos, just showing you how to rig something up, like I get that part. and helping out with like what rod, what reels, what line, all that stuff. Yes, a lot of these videos where I don't fish, they're important to me. I honestly think, between me and all you thousands of people, I honestly think that my fishing videos, where I'm actually just fishing like a tournament stuff, are way more informative. They are. If I was looking at that, and I've got a buddy or two that really doesn't like the whole YouTube thing, me doing them, because he's like, you're giving away everything. What's funny is those tournament videos and things like that, those are, in his opinion, way more informative than any of these. Okay, because he really looks at it that way. He really looks at, and I agree with him. Like, I think like with me just fishing, not explaining anything, I think those are more informative. I'm realizing that I don't think most people think that. Um, I'm just telling you, man, those are the ones. Those are the ones that are that are tough, because those are real. Like, I mean, in the sense of, those are real life, what's going on, and a lot of those events, you got to realize, some of those deals, when we do really really well in those events, man, there's a reason. So we're coming in the top 10 out of 200 or 300 guys, right? I mean, so there's a lot in there. There's a lot in that video that's like showing why we did good, and it's because of what we were doing. So I would really pay attention to some of those videos if I were y'all. I'm gonna be honest. And there are a lot of times they're not viewed the same as these. Now, I make these videos because I want people to think, right? I want people to get out there and use their mind to fish more, rather than just going off of what someone said. So I bring up these things. I bring up videos like the secrets and stuff like that, because I'm just letting y'all know it's out there. Like, sometimes people might not realize this stuff's out there, right? These things, these secrets are out there. And be a little bit more, like, when you're on the water, think a little bit more, rather than just out there trying to catch a fish. Sometimes, like, I'm always out there trying to catch a fish, and at the same time going, oh man, this might work, or I wonder what this is. I'm always trying to figure out the pieces to the puzzle, right? And secrets are part of them, man. We got guys looking on the internet for baits constantly. They're always searching for these baits, man. Always looking for something new. I used to do it all the time when I was young. I just go through and I just look for different baits, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna buy that one. And I got disappointed in a lot of those baits, but I would constantly, a lot of times it would steer me in the right direction, right? Because I'd be like, oh, this is close, like, or I'd see something that it kind of did, and then look for a bait that kind of I thought did that. But anyways, I just figured I'd come out here and let y'all know. Like I said, the secrets, man, they're out there. They just ain't talking about them, right? I guess it's like Fight Club, man. Number one rule: no one talks about it. All right, I'm out. We didn't get caught.